What's up, guys? How you doing? I've officially crossed over 100 subs. I'm so happy. I can't thank you guys enough. Really appreciate you watching my videos, commenting on my videos, liking my videos. Thank you. So as you see on my table here, I got lots of stuff going on. This is from my previous video. If you want to check that out, I compare new Dura-Race 9170 to old Dura-Race 9070 and the current Ultegra, which I think is 8070. Yeah, check that video out. But that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about gearing. So let's clear off this table and put on what I do want to talk about. All right, so I don't have enough room on my table for everything, but you get the idea. I've used many different gearing situations in many different scenarios, and you hear so much about gearing today, and there was this big thing on the internet where it's spin, spin, spin. You want the easiest gears possible. What are the pros doing? And you would see them at races, and they would zoom in on their cassette, and you'd be like, oh, are they running a 30? And then they would interview them after the race and be like, oh yeah, I was using this gearing. But let me try and shed some light on it because I haven't seen some information that I would like to see, and I'm going to share that with you today. First, let me look at those two different scenarios and why I think they're flawed. One is you can't have the easiest gears all the time because let's say you live in Florida. I mean, you want a 5339, maybe even a 1128 cassette because you're not going over any climbs. And I could see you even going up to a 54 tooth cassette. I know a lot of guys down there on TT bikes run even 56, 57 tooth cassettes. So that scenario, you're going to want something different. With looking at what the pros do, it's a little different. When you see what a professional cyclist is doing, it's usually only under the circumstances of racing. And when they're racing, they're going full gas and they need a certain set of gears for going full gas up these climbs. And that's why you see on the back of these team trucks, they have hundreds of wheels and hundreds of cassettes and hundreds of chain rings because they need to be geared for the right day. They're changing the gearing on those bikes on a stage by stage basis. And you can have that when you have a team of mechanics and soigneurs taking care of your stuff. If you saw what they were running during training, where they're not racing uphill, it might be a little bit different. And the point that I'm trying to make is you need to have the right gearing for the right situation. And looking at what other people are doing isn't really going to help you because what you're doing is what you're doing and someone else could be doing something completely different. So I will give you an example. When I'm in California and I'm basically going uphill the entire time, I'm going to run a 34 and a 32 tooth cassette with my Ultegra medium cage derailleur. This derailleur will actually take a 34 tooth cassette. That's pretty crazy. Love this derailleur. I'm in California and that's my gearing. It's going to be a 34 on the front and a 32 in the back. Then I go to Arizona. I'm going to be running a 5339 and a 30 tooth cassette. So my point here is really take a look at your situation, where you are, where you're going, and have the right gearing for where you are currently. But I wouldn't really look at what the pros are doing or what other people are doing. Yeah, listen to it and say, hey, okay, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. But it really needs to be applied to your current situation and your comfort. There's also another really important point is some people like to roll at a high cadence, 100 RPM. Some people like to roll at a lower cadence. I know Lionel Sanders likes 80. I like 80, but there's many people that like 100. So they're going to need different gearing. So my point is really just look at what works for you, what you need, and don't be afraid to try different things. I have tried different gearing and you'll find out real quick if you're under geared or if you're over geared. Short video today, guys, but I really wanted to mention this because I see a lot of stuff floating around the internet and I think it's really easy to jump on bandwagons and say, oh, spin, 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 everywhere spin. But then you end up in Florida and you got the wrong gears, right? Or people say, oh, you need the 28 or you need this or you need that. And then you end up in a place with 10, 12, 13% climbs and you don't have the right gearing. So really just look at where you are, what you need. That's it, guys. Short video today, guys, but I thought this was a really important topic that I wanted to share. As always, if you like the video, please like it. If you found some value today, please consider subscribing. and leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Would love to hear from you. If you got a question, love questions too. And that's it, guys. I will catch you on the next video. We'll see you soon.